So what is an uncomfortable conversation that you've had with yourself when it comes to your relationship to yourself? There's a lot of yourselves in this sentence, but it's the internal dialogue, I guess, that we have. And what is that uncomfortable piece around relationships?
I think for mine, it was first acknowledging that I was disabled. That may sound strange, but I was raised not to be disabled or to act disabled or to present as disabled. So an uncomfortable conversation was, what am I then? I knew what my body does. I knew what my limitations were. And I knew there would be challenges in that space. But how do I reconcile that I have not been, I have not been allowed to be this person or to acknowledge all of what that means, let alone then be educated in what the impact of that disability and what to do with it. So it felt like it was all on me once again to raise myself and sit in that ugliness of something is wrong with me. That's why they don't want me to be this way. Something must be wrong with the world that if I appeared disabled, then they would treat me a certain kind of way. Well, what does that then mean in an intimate situation where all the layers are peeled away and intimacy by its very nature comes back to truth? The ability to be truthful of who you are, show up as your authentic self, peel the layers and be naked, not just physically naked, but I'm talking about being naked and open. To do that requires a level of confidence and a level of awareness of oneself and acknowledgement of oneself. Yeah, so I had to sit with the vulnerability of, if my mom doesn't want me to be disabled, but I now acknowledge I am disabled, what does that then mean in the way I present and show up? And I think you said the word before, control. Yes, control then became a center of, for me, how do I want to be treated? How do I want to show up? What do I want to receive? How do I want to treat other people? How do I hold space for their unique journey that's separate from me? So it's two people hopefully coming together who are not perfect, but we can both have truth at the center of whatever the interaction may be. And this is not just intimate partners, friends, it's family. That was uncomfortable because it went back to identity. Who am I? And then who do I want to become? And I think that is part of a broader conversation. Who am I and who do I want to be and how do I want to show up? I think it's a life journey. Even you can be 40, 50, 60, or you're 8 and you're working that out. And it's uncomfortable because you have to acknowledge and sit with the ugliness of the stigma, the messages you have got, and then try to make sense out of that and come out from that place to be what I hopefully feel like somebody who goes into these situations with confidence and an awareness of, I am still growing, my needs will change, my voice will change, what I want or who I am will change, and that's completely okay and valid. If that makes sense.